Today we're going to be replacing the receiver dryer in this 2002 Mitsubishi Lancer. The air conditioning system has been open to the atmosphere for a pretty long time, and whenever that happens, you need to replace the receiver dryer. So in this car, the receiver dryer is actually located on the front, right there, and here's what the new one looks like. The bottom, you peel this off and you put the lines on. Now what this actually is this is just a big desiccant. So desiccants are those little packs that you get like when you buy clothes or something of that nature, or anything that they're meant to absorb moisture. So that's what this is. It's just a big desiccant because you don't want any moisture in your air conditioning system, because moisture turns to ice, and ice will damage things and cause things to not work properly. So having the system open to the atmosphere for a very long time makes the lines and all this whole system filled with moisture. You need to suck the moisture out. Before you do that, you need to replace this desiccant, because this becomes saturated very quick with moisture and you need a new one to make it work properly. This looks a little tricky to get out. I'm going to start by taking off the light to see if that helps anything. Jeez. Gotta leave it plugged in for now. Alright, so now it looks like I can reach from behind where the light housing was and put this little gear wrench on it and break this loose. This is a 10mm. The other two are 10s as well. Get this bolt out of there. There we go. Alright, so now we're going to disconnect these lines right here. There's two lines, each one's held in by a 10mm bolt. Probably got to block the camera for this. So this would have been a lot easier to remove these lines first, because the whole thing wants to twist. So I'm going to put that bolt back in that clamps it down and then remove the lines. Alright, I know I'm going to get a lot of gripe for this, but it's just going to make it so much easier if I just cut some of this metal away and bend it back. Yes, tell me how much of a hack I am. Ready for it. So now I can just reach through with this and just easily bolt it in. There, took 2 seconds. Okay, so now I should be able to unbolt these lines. Okay, so I have a really long screwdriver coming in from the grill and going on to a little bracket that holds the two lines in. That was in there tight. Now this, fell right into the frame. Bit of bad luck right here. The screw fell right in that hole. Gonna have to get a new one. It's really annoying getting new screws, because you need to find the thread pitch and the size and get the exact one. So that's going to be annoying. But on to the next thing. Alright, so I pulled out this one line. Now I'm going to unbolt the other one behind it. Okay, I'm in a bit of a pickle here. I needed to remove this strap again to this one right here. Unbolt this again, so I can move the first line out of the way and bend this to the side so I can get my wrench in there to put on the bolt. But the bolt is stuck in there pretty tough, and then when I turn it, this whole thing wants to turn again. So I need to bolt the clamp down, but I can't bolt the clamp down because then I won't have enough room to get a wrench on it. So I need to hold this somehow tight enough so that nothing will bend. Okay, since I'm replacing this anyway, I'm going to hold it with these big pliers. Wouldn't do this on the new one though. Okay, I got it loose. Okay, I managed to get that bolt out, and now this will just come off. Just like that. And And then I can take this clamp off and transfer it over. And then that's it. Put the new one in. Okay, so before we put the new one on, we're going to replace these O-rings. It came with new O-rings. These hooks are really good for taking off O-rings, especially at a weird angle like this. Coming from the top like that. Then just pull it up. And there we go. I'm going to do the same thing to the other one. Alright, I'm just going to lube it with this refrigerant oil so it goes on smoothly and doesn't roll or anything like that. Okay, I put the new O-rings on, lubed them up. I only had the oil with the dye in it. Not the best idea to use the oil with the dye on these O-rings, because if there is a leak, you might think it's coming from here because you have oil all over this. So, but I'm going to clean it off. It's the only thing I had. Alright, so now we're just going to take the desiccant for the receiver dryer and peel this off. You see it was vacuum sealed. And there we go. We're going to put it on. Okay, now I'm just going to put the 2 bolts in, tighten them up. We'll be good to go. Alright, I got one line on. So now I'm going to put this clamp on so I can tighten it on without it twisting. Okay, I was able to get both lines on. It was a little tricky because it was tight. I'm sorry I didn't show it, but I was having some trouble. Let me show you what I did. So what I had to do was first connect this back line. Bolt that all the way in. I had to like pull this to the side, bend the lines a little bit, bolt it in. Then you can turn this and move this back to align it with the other line right here in the front and bolt that in. So before I put this little clamp on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to evacuate it and pull a vacuum on it and see if it leaks. Because if it leaks, then there's no point buttoning everything up, because then I have to fix it. Okay, so I made a video on how to do this, so I won't go into too much detail. So I'm going to connect the vacuum. I'm going to connect the yellow line to the vacuum pump. Low side port is connected. I'm going to leave the high side port disconnected. Always make sure the valves are closed. We're going to pull the vacuum and then open the low side port valve. So I'm going to pull this vacuum for about 25 minutes and then wait about 25 minutes, see if there's a leak. And if there's a leak, I got to fix it and do it all over again. AC work takes a lot of time. Alright, it's been about half an hour. I'm going to turn the vacuum pump off. Oh, first, before I do that, I'm going to close the valve. Very important, the valves are closed. Now I'm going to turn the pump off. And now we play the waiting game. Another 30 minutes and we'll see if it leaks. Okay, it's been about half an hour. There's no leak, it's holding vacuum, so now I'm going to put that strap on and we can charge the AC system. Just going to bolt this down. Okay, now I can just bend this metal back into place. Okay, that'll have to do for now. It's a good idea to just spray some paint on that because it won't rust. I don't have any paint right now, so I'm going to do that later. But definitely do that, because since you cut it, now there's exposed metal, whereas this was painted, so the rust will start to accumulate there. Alright, now we're going to put the light back on. Okay, now I'm going to roll it out of here so I can turn on and charge it with refrigerant. I made a video of how to do this more in depth, so I'm just going to skip through it real quick for this video. You can click right here to watch the video I made before. pretty much all there is to it. Thanks for watching. Make sure to thumbs up, like this video, and subscribe to my Facebook page. The link is in the description. Again, thanks for watching.